Do you ever feel stuck because it seems like you're doing all the right things on paper? You've started to become more disciplined, do all the good habits that all the self-improvement gurus are trying to tell you about. You're doing your early morning wake-ups, your cold showers, your meditation. You started to train hard for the first time in your life. You're eating clean, you're educating yourself, you're learning. And perhaps you've even reached a stage where you've started to take that discipline and channel it towards a creative project that will build up the rest of your life, like a business or a YouTube channel, something of the nature. But it seems that there's something missing because you feel just a bit hollow, a bit empty. You've lost some of this zest for life that you had when you began, because at first, when you finally started becoming consistent and developing some level of self-mastery, you started to feel like the fucking shit, because for the first time in your life, you saw light at the end of the tunnel, that you were actually capable of enacting upon a goal you set and sticking to it no matter how you felt. And yet, there is still this feeling that you're completely inadequate, and like there's something missing. This is what I like to call being a disciplined, depressed, lonely loser. It's when you're trapped in your room doing your monk mode routines, being all disciplined, but you've lost social connection, where you're a bit of an autist around people still. It's much better than it used to be, because you finally have some self-confidence that you've started to enact upon your goals, but you still find yourself cringing a bit at the conversations you're having, and you isolate yourself way too much because, again, you've heard the gurus who've told you you need to cut off all your friends to become successful, and you've done that. Which is a good thing, don't get me wrong. If your friends are complete, just low level, bottom of the barrel losers who bully you and are negative and they're trying to bring you down, of course you should cut them off, but you shouldn't cut yourself off from the world, because you can still speak to people, you can still be social. And let me tell you, this connection to humans around you, it will reinvigorate you with so much more energy than just being a disciplined, lonely loser all alone in your room. And you don't have to devote your life to these people. You don't have to start becoming a little people pleaser with all of these social obligations. Oh, I have to see my friends once a week, otherwise we'll fall apart. No, it doesn't have to be this way. You can literally just go to the gym and have your social interactions there, and then get home and work hard, and your hard work will feel so much better, and it will be so much more quality, because you're connected to the world. You have this social form of energy that you just can't get from optimizing your testosterone levels in your diet. Bro, real talk, do you want to know what the actual two biggest, highest leverage forms of testosterone maxing is? It's being a competitive motherfucker with an aggressive mindset, and it's speaking to ladies you find attractive. That is like literally the highest ROI testosterone activities. You can have suboptimal sleep, nutrition, all of that nerdy shit that everyone loves to hyper-focus on, and still have this like high test feeling just because you're connected to the world around you, and you see things like a competition. But anyway, that's going off track, and I want to remain focused on this phenomenon of being a depressed, lonely loser. A depressed, disciplined, lonely loser. I think that's got a nice ring to it. It might be a bit of a mouthful, but I think you get the point. And I finally, I knew about this concept for a while, but it cemented itself into my mind yesterday, where I went out, actually out, on a birthday celebration of one of my closest friends who I've known the longest. And we haven't met for literally damn near 2 years, just over a year and a half before yesterday. And it was a great time, man. I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, I didn't eat any shit foods. I was there ordering my steak and my salad. And you know what? I was the fucking life of the party, because doing all of this like self-improvement work is to actually improve your life, right? And how are you supposed to improve your life if you're depressed and alone? You know what I mean? You need connection with other people. And so yesterday in London, I went to London. I came back late. I'm sleep deprived quite heavily today. I only got about 5 hours or so of sleep last night. I woke up definitely tired and groggy, but it was so much easier to get out of bed and get moving into this disciplined routine that I have, because I was so full of this social energy that I gathered yesterday. You know, on the train there, on the way there, I spoke to some new ladies, and it doesn't even have to be with any kind of intention, right? It's just like the form of self-improvement to go out of your comfort zone and speak to people that, you know, you don't really want to. You have this like fear of social anxiety, rejection and whatnot, but then you actually get into the rhythm and the flow, and everything just goes way smoother than you think once you stop thinking and start just acting and letting go and enjoying the ride, man. But without sounding like a hopeless hippie, I truly want to try to drill this point into you, that the self-improvement you're looking for will not come from being more disciplined, right? If you're waking up at 4 a.m, it's not going to magically change by waking up at 3 a.m. It's not going to magically change by starting to train twice a day instead of once a day. It's not going to have this massive impact if you start eating carnivore instead of just, you know, whole foods with carbs. That's not your constraint right now. Your constraint is the social aspect, the actual going out of your comfort zone into the world, facing the fear of rejection and putting yourself out there. And another thing that might be hindering your growth is just a fear of commitment to going all in on what in the back of your mind is nagging at you. Because right now you're in this comfortable state of discomfort, right? Discipline has become your new comfort zone, but there is that thing that's haunting you that you know you have to do, but you just keep putting it off because you tell yourself stories that you don't need to do it, or there's a better way. I'm being very vague here, so let me try to bring it a bit more concrete with the example that I'm facing right now. So ever since I came back to the UK after failing in Thailand, I had in the back of my mind this idea that I wanted to get onto the gym floor as a personal trainer and just build up a full-time business so that at least I would have more freedom, more flexibility, more fulfillment in my day-to-day life, and actually start helping people face to face and becoming valuable as fuck. Not as a way to get rich, but as a training grounds to learn the skills that would then propel everything I'm trying to do online. But I kept putting it off and off and off for months and months and months, because I kept telling myself the story of I don't even want to be in the UK. I want to get back to Asia, to Thailand as quickly as possible because it's way better over there. And it is. But sometimes you have to take the steps necessary, and that involves not being a short-term little instant gratification chaser and committing to the long-term grind, realizing that once you set your mind on the long-term vision, shit will actually take way quicker than you expect. It's always the short-term chasing that's gonna make things take way longer than it needs to, because you're always gonna be looking for the easiest, quickest way, and nothing's ever gonna work. And even if something magically lines up, you're gonna have to go back and fix your mistakes because you've rushed through the process and you didn't take the right time to master every stage. And yeah, that's exactly what I've struggled with. But I finally fucking committed and just decided, you know what? It's way better. It's way better to be pushing myself in this challenging environment of being a coach, like in person. It's not an easy life, but it'll be so much more fulfilling than just doing these fucking Amazon deliveries where I'm a complete slave. I have no freedom whatsoever. And there's no fulfillment, obviously. I'm doing shitty, dead-end, pointless work that doesn't benefit anyone. It's just like consumerism feeding into this system. And yeah, so I've begun to do my qualification. Finally, fucking finally, after so much wasted time procrastinating because I didn't think I needed to do it, because I was trying to skip steps, think short term, and not pay my dues and to actually become that valuable guy. And another reason is because I fucking hate school. I think it's the most retarded way to learn something. It's not learning, you're just memorizing for an exam and then forgetting everything you learned. Real knowledge and learning comes from application, and then as you encounter a problem in a project, you seek a solution and you apply it immediately, and then you just learn something, like for real that time. But that's a necessary step, right? I have to do this qualification to be able to go to the gym and coach people. And it sucks because it's really like boring work that I think is pointless, but the way I see it, if I'm able to focus and work hard at this shit I don't want to, then it's gonna be way better when I actually step onto the gym floor and I have to put in the work to make sales, face rejection, deal with the frustration of failure, because that's actually the training grounds that will build the skills. That's where the knowledge will be applied in real time. But anyway, that's what my experience is going through this disciplined, lonely, depressed, lonely loser stage, and this is what's going to bring me out of it. This social connection, like being in person all day, every day, trying to bring value and help people. It's a good little two-in-one strategy that I avoided for so long because, again, I wanted the lifestyle, the online coaching, work, make 10k a month, traveling the world and shit. Nah, man, the true fulfillment comes from overcoming challenges every single day, just waking up and one-upping yourself, mastering yourself. And in the context of this topic, it's about doing that socializing that you don't want to do. Because, let me be honest with you, yesterday when I went to London and I was going to see my boys that I haven't seen in years, I had that like little nag of anxiety, oh, how am I going to present myself? What are they going to think of me and shit? And obviously I had to very quickly silence that because I'm being ridiculous. They're my fucking boys. It's just, having good time with friends. And yeah, that was the self-improvement, because that was going outside of my comfort zone. Now, if you're a degenerate who goes out drinking, doing drugs every weekend, that's not your self-improvement, that's your comfort zone, right? You have no problem like socializing and shit under the influence, which doesn't really count. Like anyone can be confident when they've had a few drinks and a line of coke, right? It's about, going out there completely stone cold sober and just being open to the world, having that connection to the source. Not the source is God, but being tapped in, Yeah, I hope this video helps spark some kind of insight in you. If you've been feeling like you're all alone in this journey, you're not, man, you're not. Humble yourself, realize that you don't have to be around people all day and become like them, because they say that you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and that's true. So you don't have to spend a lot of time with people who might not have the life you want, but just put yourself out there more. Have like mini social interactions. You don't even need like proper friends, just like a few acquaintances here and there, and like 1 or 2 like really good friends, and you're good, man. Like not even friends, brothers who hold each other accountable and you keep each other to a higher standard. And you can meet these guys, man. They're rare, don't get me wrong. It's rare to meet like a true brother, but you're never gonna get there if you're sitting at home on the internet all day, like self-improving alone in your room. You're only gonna get there if you actually go out into the world and at least talk to people to see if they're about it, if you can start to get along. Yeah, man, I hope this was valuable. Let me know if it was. And if you want to connect on Instagram, I post daily stories to document my process of staying consistent, disciplined, trying to share whatever lessons I learn along the way. Follow me and message me if you want. Let's fucking get it.